It is a lie. It is a lie.
Fani Willis, who previously accused the prosecution of dishonesty, found herself confronted with a startling revelation in court. Contrary to her assertions, a shocking message from the prosecution not only clarified the truth, but also hinted at a surprising twist regarding the identity of the real deceiver.
You have no doubt that their romantic relationship was in effect from 2019 until the last time you spoke with her?
No doubt.
Fani Willis caught in a lie. In a courtroom filled with tension and anticipation, Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis took the stand for the first time in her own misconduct hearing. This hearing, which has captured the attention of the nation, centers around allegations of a personal relationship between Willis and Nathan Wade, a special prosecutor on her team. Willis wasted no time in defending herself against the accusations. She vehemently denied any romantic involvement with Wade, stating that the allegations were highly offensive and designed to undermine her credibility. With several of the co-defendants in the 2020 election interference case looking on, and former President Trump weighing in on social media, Willis made it clear that she was not the one on trial. Instead, she argued that the individuals accused of attempting to steal an election in 2020 were the ones who should be held accountable. The hearing was prompted by a complaint from Michael Roman, a former Trump official and co-defendant in the case, along with his attorneys and those representing Trump himself. They alleged that Willis's relationship with Wade created a financial conflict of interest, potentially biasing the investigation into Trump's alleged election interference. Willis adamantly denied these claims, asserting that she did not need anyone to financially support her. She insisted that she had reimbursed Wade for any expenses incurred during their trips to California, Florida, and the Caribbean. However, the plot thickened as a former friend and colleague of Willis contradicted her account. The defense team sought to undermine Bryant Yerdy's credibility, highlighting her falling out with Willis and her acrimonious departure from the district attorney's office. However, the prosecution argued that the testimony stood on its own, regardless of personal grievances. The judge allowed the testimony to proceed, recognizing its potential significance in unraveling the truth behind the alleged conflict of interest. As the courtroom drama unfolded, it became clear that the lawyers representing Roman and Trump were determined to undermine Willis's credibility. They sought to disqualify her from the case, knowing that her removal would also result in the disqualification of the entire team and potentially lead to significant delays in the proceedings. Willis, however, remained resolute in her defense. She was determined to testify and defend her name, despite the concerns of her own lawyers. Her decision to take the stand was fueled by her desire to confront the allegations head-on and ensure that her side of the story was heard. Fani Willis, a prominent figure in Georgia's legal community, led the investigation into the alleged election interference case against former President Donald Trump and his co-defendants. Little did anyone know that behind the scenes, a scandal was brewing that would rock the foundations of this high-profile case. The shocking details revealed in Merchant's testimony have sent shockwaves through the legal community and the nation at large. The implications of a romantic relationship between the lead prosecutor and the district attorney in such a high-profile case are staggering. Legal experts have weighed in on the potential impact of this scandal. Some argue that the integrity of the entire investigation into the alleged election interference case against Donald Trump and his co-defendants has been compromised. They question whether Fani Willis can continue to lead the case with impartiality. Fani Willis, once hailed as a respected figure in Georgia's legal system, now faces intense scrutiny and calls for her resignation. The public demands answers and accountability for the alleged misuse of state funds and potential conflicts of interest. Nathan Wade, the special prosecutor at the center of the scandal, also faces serious questions about his integrity and the timing of his relationship with Willis. His credibility as a prosecutor is now under scrutiny, and his ability to carry out his duties in an unbiased manner is being called into question. The public, too, has been captivated by this scandal. Social media platforms are abuzz with discussions and debates about the ethics and implications of the relationship between Willis and Wade. Many express outrage at the alleged misuse of taxpayer funds and the potential impact on the outcome of the case. As for attorney Ashley Merchant, her role as the whistleblower indeed, the scandal has garnered both praise and criticism. Some applaud her for bringing the truth to light and exposing potential corruption within the legal system. Others question her motives and accuse her of trying to derail the case for her own client's benefit. Attorney Ashley Merchant is representing Michael Roman, a former Trump official. It was Merchant who first uncovered the shocking truth about the relationship between Willis and Wade. In a bold move, she filed a motion seeking to disqualify Willis and her office from the case, citing their romantic involvement. The revelation sent shockwaves through the legal community and the nation as a whole. The defense argues that the relationship between Willis and Wade began before Wade was appointed as a special prosecutor, raising questions about the integrity of the investigation. In her testimony before the Georgia Senate Committee, Merchant revealed the astonishing details she had uncovered during her investigation. She disclosed that Nathan Wade was still married when he began his relationship with Fani Willis, causing upset to his former law partner Terrence Bradley due to the ongoing divorce proceedings. Terrence Bradley, Wade's former law partner, expressed his dissatisfaction with how Wade had treated his wife and the way the divorce was being handled. The shocking revelation of Wade leaving his wife shortly after meeting Willis and dropping their children off at college left many stunned. Merchant's investigation also revealed that Willis and Wade had met at various locations, including hotels and an apartment in Hapeville, Georgia. They had taken trips together to Texas, Florida, Belize, and the Bahamas, using state funds that were later used for their personal vacations. Armed with this evidence, Merchant confronted Willis's former friend Robin Yearty, who testified against Willis, confirming that the relationship between Willis and Wade continued even after they were seen hugging and kissing in November 2021. The shocking revelations presented by attorney Ashley Merchant have raised serious questions about the integrity of the case and the potential misuse of state funds. As the investigation unfolds, the truth behind this scandalous affair will be revealed. Despite the shocking allegations surrounding Fani Willis, Democrats believe that there is currently no legal basis to halt the case against Trump and his allies. The focus should be on the law and not the salacious nature of the allegations or the personal lives of those involved. The effectiveness of the defense motion should be determined by the law itself rather than the sensational aspects of the case. James emphasizes the importance of considering the law and the facts rather than getting caught up in the salacious details. He believes that ultimately, the decision on the effectiveness of the defense motion should be based on the legal merits of the case. When it comes to the alleged financial benefit that Willis is said to have received, James admits that there is little evidence to support such claims. He highlights the importance of considering the law and the facts rather than getting caught up in the salacious details. James believes that the decision on the effectiveness of the defense motion should ultimately be based on the legal merits of the case. He cautions against allowing the sensational aspects of the allegations to overshadow the importance of the law and the evidence. Interestingly, before taking the stand, Willis made a bold move by demanding to testify at the disqualification hearing. James acknowledges that this is not a typical course of action, but he believes that Willis, as both a prosecutor and a politician up for re-election, felt compelled to address the allegations head-on. Her decision to testify may have been more politically motivated than legally strategic. However, James raises a valid concern about the potential impact of these allegations on the jury selection process. With hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of potential jurors following the case and forming their own opinions, the distractions of sexual relationships and personal trips could make it challenging for jurors to separate irrelevant information from the actual evidence presented in court. This could potentially influence the outcome of the trial.
These people are on trial for trying to steal an election in 2020. I'm not on trial, no matter how hard you try to put me on trial.
Who is Fani Willis? Fani Willis, born in Inglewood, California in 1971, has traversed a remarkable journey that shaped her into the district attorney she is today. Her early years were influenced profoundly by her father, John C. Floyd III, a founding member of a faction of the Black Panthers, whose disillusionment with the movement's internal conflicts instilled in Willis a keen understanding of social justice and the importance of fighting for what is right. Following her family's relocation to Washington, D.C. during her first-grade years, Willis found herself immersed in the world of law through her father's work as a criminal defense attorney. Despite her parents' subsequent divorce, Willis predominantly remained under her father's care, absorbing his strong sense of justice and passion for advocacy. Willis's educational journey commenced at Regina High School, an all-girls Catholic institution in Maryland, where she developed a profound interest in law and justice. Excelling academically, she demonstrated her intellectual prowess and dedication to her studies. However, the closure of Regina High School in 1989 presented Willis with an unexpected obstacle. Undeterred, she pressed forward with her aspirations, undaunted by the challenges that lay ahead. Her collegiate pursuits led her to Howard University, a bastion of social justice and civil rights, where she pursued a degree in political science. At Howard, Willis delved deep into the complexities of law and politics, honing her critical thinking skills and gaining a comprehensive understanding of the legal system. Graduating cum laude in 1993, she emerged from Howard University with a firm foundation in political science, ready to embark on the next phase of her journey. Determined to realize her ambition of becoming a legal advocate, Willis enrolled at Emory University School of Law in Atlanta, Georgia. Immersed in her studies, she dedicated herself wholeheartedly to mastering the intricacies of the law. In 1996, her perseverance paid off as she earned her Juris Doctor degree from Emory University School of Law, equipped with the tools and knowledge necessary to make a lasting impact in the legal arena. Venturing into the realm of law, Willis commenced her career as a solicitor, prosecuting misdemeanors and city ordinance violations. This early experience provided her with invaluable courtroom exposure and fortified her prosecutorial skills. Subsequently, she joined the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, where she spent the next 16 years handling a diverse array of cases, ranging from violent crimes to white-collar offenses. It was during her tenure at the Fulton County District Attorney's Office that Willis found herself thrust into the national spotlight as the lead prosecutor in the Atlanta Public Schools cheating scandal. This high-profile case not only showcased her legal acumen, but also demonstrated her unwavering commitment to justice. The successful prosecution of the case catapulted her into the forefront of the legal arena, solidifying her reputation as a formidable prosecutor. In 2018, recognizing the value of broadening her legal expertise, Fani Willis made a strategic move by transitioning to private practice. This shift allowed her to explore new facets of the law and gain valuable insights into different areas of legal practice. However, her commitment to public service remained unwavering, and in 2019, Willis returned to the public sector, assuming the role of Chief Municipal Judge for South Fulton, Georgia. Serving as a judge further solidified her dedication to upholding the law and serving the community, as she presided over cases involving city ordinance violations and misdemeanors with fairness and integrity. The year 2020 proved to be a watershed moment in Fani Willis's career as she embarked on a historic journey by securing election as the district attorney for Fulton County, Georgia. Her victory in the election, which saw her triumph over a six-term incumbent, was nothing short of groundbreaking, marking a significant turning point not only in her own trajectory, but also in the landscape of legal representation in Fulton County. As the first woman to hold this esteemed office, Willis shattered barriers and blazed a trail for future generations of women in the legal field. One of the hallmarks of Willis's tenure as district attorney has been her innovative use of Georgia's racketeer-influenced and corrupt organizations, RICO, statute. Leveraging this powerful legal tool, Willis has targeted criminal enterprises, both traditional and non-traditional, dismantling complex networks and holding individuals accountable for their involvement in illicit activities. Furthermore, Willis has demonstrated a steadfast commitment to addressing issues of public concern, notably spearheading an investigation into the 2020 presidential election. Her efforts to hold individuals accountable for alleged attempts to influence election outcomes have garnered national attention, underscoring her role as a guardian of democracy. As the Trump Georgia case unfolds, Willis finds herself in the spotlight once again, charged with prosecuting former President Donald Trump and 18 alleged co-conspirators on various offenses, including racketeering. The outcome of this high-profile trial has far-reaching implications for American politics and the rule of law, underscoring the importance of impartiality and integrity in the legal system. As a district attorney, Willis holds a position of immense trust and responsibility, tasked with upholding the principles of justice and ensuring fair and impartial trials. However, her involvement in a romantic relationship with a key member of the prosecution team undermines the credibility of the entire legal process and compromises the integrity of the case. First and foremost, Willis's relationship with Wade creates a clear conflict of interest that undermines the fairness and impartiality of the legal proceedings. As a prosecutor, Wade is expected to act in the best interests of the public and pursue justice without bias or favoritism. However, his personal relationship with Willis raises questions about his ability to remain objective and impartial in his duties. The perception of bias, whether real or perceived, can erode public trust in the legal system and cast doubt on the legitimacy of the trial's outcome. Moreover, Willis's relationship with Wade undermines the principle of prosecutorial independence, which is essential for ensuring the integrity of criminal investigations and prosecutions. Prosecutors must be free free from undue influence or interference, whether from external sources or personal relationships, to uphold the rule of law and pursue justice fairly and effectively. Willis's close personal connection to a member of the prosecution team raises concerns about her ability to maintain the necessary degree of independence and impartiality in overseeing the case. Furthermore, Willis's relationship with Wade creates the appearance of impropriety, which can damage the reputation of the legal profession and undermine public confidence in the justice system. The perception that personal relationships are influencing the course of the trial can erode trust in the fairness and impartiality of the legal process, leading to skepticism and disillusionment among the public. To maintain the integrity of the legal proceedings and uphold the credibility of the justice system, it is essential for prosecutors to avoid even the appearance of impropriety and ensure that their actions are beyond reproach. In light of these concerns, it is imperative that Fani Willis and Nathan Wade immediately disclose the nature of their relationship and take appropriate steps to address any potential conflicts of interest. This may include recusing themselves from the case or taking other measures to ensure that the trial proceeds in a fair and impartial manner. Failure to do so risks undermining the credibility of the legal proceedings and jeopardizing the pursuit of justice in this critical case. Ultimately, the integrity of the legal system depends on the ethical conduct of all those involved, and steps must be taken to uphold the highest standards of professionalism and integrity in the pursuit of justice. As the nation awaits the resolution of this landmark case, Willis remains steadfast in her commitment to upholding justice and defending the principles of democracy. Her journey from Inglewood, California, to the hallowed halls of the Fulton County District Attorney's Office stands as a testament to her resilience, determination, and unwavering dedication to serving the public good.
Well, for the first time, many of them think it's possible that Judge Scott McAfee could disqualify District Attorney Fani Willis and her team from trying this case.
What happens if Willis is disqualified? If Fani Willis is disqualified from the Trump racketeering case, the appointment of a new prosecutor would have a significant impact on the trajectory of the case. The new prosecutor would not only inherit the extensive evidence and witness testimonies compiled by Willis's office, but also have the authority to make crucial decisions about the charges brought against the defendants. Once a new prosecutor is appointed, they would have the power to use the investigative work already completed by Fani Willis's office. This includes the extensive evidence, witness statements, and legal arguments that have been compiled over the course of the investigation. This foundation of evidence provides the new prosecutor with a starting point to build their case. However, the new prosecutor would also have the discretion to conduct additional investigations if they deem it necessary. They may choose to delve deeper into certain aspects of the case, gather more evidence, or seek additional witness testimonies. This flexibility allows the new prosecutor to thoroughly evaluate the evidence and make informed decisions about the charges. One of the critical decisions the new prosecutor would face is whether to amend the charges brought against the defendants. They may choose to modify the charges based on their assessment of the evidence and legal arguments. This could involve adding or removing specific charges, adjusting the severity of the charges, or even introducing new charges based on their own interpretation of the evidence. Furthermore, the new prosecutor could decide not to pursue the case further. While this may seem unlikely given the magnitude of the Trump racketeering case, it is within their authority to make such a decision. They would carefully evaluate the evidence, the strength of the case, and the potential impact of proceeding with the trial. This decision would have significant implications for the defendants, the victims, and the overall outcome of the case. The fate of the prosecution would ultimately rest in the hands of the new prosecutor. They would have the power to shape the direction of the case, make strategic decisions about the charges, and determine the course of action moving forward. This authority highlights the immense responsibility and influence that the new prosecutor would hold in this high-profile case. It is important to note that the new prosecutor's decisions would be guided by their commitment to upholding justice and making informed choices based on the evidence presented. The selection process, overseen by Pete Skandalakis, the executive director of the Prosecuting Attorneys Council of Georgia, prioritizes finding a neutral arbiter who can make decisions based on the evidence. This emphasis on neutrality ensures that the new prosecutor approaches the case with fairness and impartiality. As the legal proceedings continue to unfold, the impact of a new prosecutor on the Trump racketeering case remains uncertain. Their decisions about the charges and the course of action will shape the future of this high-profile case. The defendants, the victims, and the public will be closely watching as the new prosecutor takes the reins and determines the path forward. Under a 2022 Georgia law, when a district attorney is disqualified, the case is referred to the executive director of the Prosecuting Attorneys Council of Georgia, Pete Skandalakis. Skandalakis would be responsible for overseeing the selection process and finding another prosecutor to take over the case. This selection process involves careful consideration of various factors, including resources, capability, expertise, and financial capacity. One of the primary considerations in finding a replacement prosecutor is ensuring they have the necessary resources and capabilities to handle such a high-profile case. The larger the case, the more expenses are involved, including personnel, expertise, and financial resources. It is crucial to find a prosecutor who can effectively manage these resources and navigate the complexities of the legal proceedings. The geographic location of the prosecutor's office is also a significant factor to consider. Proximity to the case site can impact efficiency, as it allows for easier access to evidence, witnesses, and other relevant resources. Finding a replacement prosecutor who is geographically situated in a convenient location can help streamline the legal process and minimize potential logistical challenges. Additionally, the caseload of potential prosecutors must be taken into account. Given the complexity and magnitude of the Trump racketeering case, it requires dedicated time and attention. Ensuring that the selected prosecutor has the capacity to fully commit to this complex case is essential. It is crucial to avoid overburdening the prosecutor with an excessive caseload that could compromise their ability to effectively handle the Trump racketeering case. The executive director, Pete Skandalakis, has emphasized the importance of finding a neutral arbiter who can make decisions based on the evidence. While the law does not allow a district attorney to refuse an appointment, it is crucial to find someone willing to take on the assignment. The selection process must prioritize neutrality and a commitment to upholding justice. Skandalakis has various options when it comes to selecting a replacement prosecutor. He could choose to keep the case within his own office, assign it to the state attorney general's office, or even appoint a private lawyer as special counsel. Each option has its own considerations and implications. Keeping the case within Skandalakis' own office could provide continuity and familiarity with the case. However, it may also raise concerns about potential conflicts of interest or biases. Assigning the case to the state attorney general's office could bring in additional resources and expertise, but it may also introduce new dynamics and potential challenges in coordinating efforts between different offices. Appointing a private lawyer as special counsel is another option, but financial constraints may make this less likely. Hiring a private lawyer would require paying them at the hourly rate of an elected district attorney, which is approximately $70 per hour. This limitation could impact the ability to hire additional support, such as investigators, which may be necessary for a case of this magnitude. Once a new prosecutor is appointed, they would have the authority to use the investigative work already completed by Fani Willis's office. However, they would also have the discretion to conduct additional investigations and make decisions about the charges brought against the defendants. The Republican stance on Fani Willis, particularly amidst her involvement in high-profile legal proceedings such as the Trump Georgia case, reflects a complex interplay of political dynamics and legal considerations. Within the Republican Party, opinions regarding Willis are varied and often influenced by partisan perspectives, with some Republicans viewing her as a principled prosecutor upholding the rule of law, while others criticize her actions as politically motivated or biased. One faction within the Republican Party sees Fani Willis as a courageous prosecutor who is committed to upholding the integrity of the legal system and pursuing justice without fear or favor. From this perspective, Willis's efforts to investigate allegations of election interference and hold individuals accountable for their actions, regardless of their political affiliation, are commendable. Republicans who hold this view applaud Willis for her impartiality and dedication to the pursuit of truth, viewing her as a principled public servant who is fulfilling her duty to the citizens of Fulton County and the broader community. However, another faction within the Republican Party views Fani Willis with skepticism and suspicion, particularly in light of her involvement in politically charged cases such as the Trump Georgia case. From this perspective, Willis's actions are seen as politically motivated and driven by partisan interests rather than a genuine commitment to justice. Republicans who hold this view often criticize Willis for what they perceive as selective prosecution and allege that she is using her position as district attorney to target political opponents or advance a particular agenda. Moreover, Willis's personal relationships, such as her alleged affair with Nathan Wade, a prosecutor on the Trump Georgia case, have fueled speculation and raised concerns about potential conflicts of interest or bias. Overall, the Republican stance on Fani Willis is multifaceted and reflects the broader polarization and ideological divisions decisions within American politics. While some Republicans view Willis as a principled prosecutor, upholding the rule of law, others criticize her actions as politically motivated or biased. As Willis continues to navigate her role as district attorney and oversee high-profile legal proceedings, her actions and decisions will undoubtedly continue to be scrutinized and debated within the Republican Party and beyond. This means that the new prosecutor could choose to amend the charges or even decide not to pursue the case further. The fate of the prosecution would be in their hands. That brings us to the end of this video. For more videos like this, click on the cards on your screen.